Hello and welcome. Today, we're dropping the puck on what might just be the most exciting event in international sports, the men's ice hockey tournament at the 2026 Milano Cortina Olympics. The hype around this one is absolutely massive, and for a very, very good reason. You're going to hear this phrase, best on best, over and over again. So, what does it actually mean? Well, it means the National Hockey League, the NHL, is literally pausing its season so that the top professional players in the entire world can go represent their home countries. This is the absolute pinnacle of hockey, and getting it back on the Olympic stage, well, it's been a long time coming. Honestly, the return of the NHL players is the story here. For the first time in more than a decade, hockey fans are going to see their favorite superstars trade their pro jerseys for their national colors. It's a huge deal. And this timeline really puts that long way into perspective. The last time we saw this was way back in 2014 in Sochi. The league decided to skip the 2018 games, and then a planned return for 2022 got scrapped because of the pandemic. So this 12-year gap, it has created so much anticipation from fans who are just dying to see which country really is the best in the world. And just look at the kind of talent we're talking about here. You've got generational superstars like Canada's Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby on the ice. Unbelievable scorers like David Pastrnak for Czechia and Leon Draisaitl for Germany. And then you have game-changing defensemen like Roman Josi and Victor Hedman. This isn't just some all-star game. This is a true clash of hockey titans. Okay, so you have all these incredible players in one place. How does a team actually fight its way through this field to win a medal? Let's break down the tournament format because it is designed for maximum drama. Everything kicks off with what's called the preliminary round, or the group stage. The 12 teams are split into 3 groups of 4. Each team plays 3 games, one against everybody else in their group. This first part is all about feeling each other out, building some momentum, and most importantly, fighting for a good ranking before the real fireworks begin. Now, after that group stage, things get really intense. The top 4 teams overall, that's the 3 group winners plus the best second-place team, they get a golden ticket straight to the quarterfinals. Everyone else, all 8 of them, they have to play a sudden death qualification game just to get in. From that point on, it is single elimination. One loss and your dream of winning a gold medal is completely over. No second chances. So now that we understand the format, let's take a look at the actual matchups. The groups are set, and wow, we have some incredible rivalries right out of the gate. Here they are. In Group A, you've got the absolute powerhouses of Canada and Czechia. Group B features that classic Scandinavian showdown between Finland and Sweden, and you've got the host nation, Italy, in there looking to cause an upset. And then Group C is led by the United States and a very, very dangerous German team. Every single game is going to matter here. Now that we know who's playing who, let's talk about where they'll be playing, because there's a really subtle detail about the arena itself that could end up playing a surprisingly big role. We need to talk about the ice, because it's not exactly the same surface these players are used to. So the Olympic rinks in Milan are going to be just over 3 feet shorter than a standard NHL rink, but they'll be a few inches wider. Now that might not sound like much, but in a game that's this fast, that tiny change in space can completely alter how teams play. A wider surface might give more room to skilled, creative players, while a shorter rink could make the game feel even faster and more intense. Now, for what it's worth, the International Ice Hockey Federation has come out and said they don't think this slight difference is going to be an issue at all. They've confirmed that everyone, including the NHL, agrees that the quality of the games should be just fine. Still, it's a fascinating question for us watching at home, right? You have to wonder how the best players in the world will adapt. Will some teams have an advantage? It just adds another little layer of strategy to the whole thing. All right, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about one of the most compelling stories of any Olympic tournament, the host nation. And Team Italy's roster is, well, it's truly one of a kind. Get this. Of the 25 players on Italy's team, a whopping 11 of them were born outside of the country, in places like the United States, Canada, and even Sweden. So how does that work? Well, players who have Italian ancestry, maybe a grandparent or a great-grandparent, have been able to gain citizenship through their family heritage. These are guys who've spent years playing professionally in Europe and with the Italian national team to become eligible for this huge moment on home ice. And this quote from defenseman Thomas Larkin, I think it just captures the team spirit perfectly. He doesn't see this multinational roster as strange at all. For him, it's a reflection of Italy's history as a cultural melting pot.
It's a team that's bound together by heritage, not just by birthplace. It's a great story.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, so let's bring it all together. Let's summarize the key storylines you're absolutely going to want to follow when this tournament gets underway.
First, and most obviously, just watch the impact of the NHL superstars. They're going to raise the level of play through the roof. Second, keep an eye on how teams deal with that slightly different ice size. It could be a real hidden factor. Third, get ready for the pure nail-biting tension of the knockout rounds, where any mistake sends you home. And finally, you have to watch the story of the host nation, Italy, this fascinating team built on global heritage. So it all comes down to this. You have the world's best players finally back on the Olympic stage. You have all these unique challenges and incredible stories of national pride. And it leaves us with one massive question. After a 12-year wait, who is going to rise to the occasion and prove they are the best in the world? That's all for this explainer. Thanks so much for watching. Here at Verity Views, we stick to the facts to help you understand the stories shaping our world. We'll see you next time.